Hello, viewers and subscribers. Welcome to Blackford's Art of Learning. During today's lesson, we will be focusing on evaluating an argument, part 3. The standard of focus is RI 8.8. Let's begin with our middle school pathway. Today's quote is, "A little progress each day adds up to big results," by Satya Nani. Let's view this anchor chart. How to evaluate an argument. Argument should be evaluated based on whether or not it is good, not whether or not you agree. It should be objective. We can use this acronym FELT, the fabric of a good argument. So fairness, is it fair and balanced? Is it biased or too emotional? Evidence, is the evidence reliable and relevant? Logical, is the conclusion a logical result of the evidence? Tone, is the tone appropriate, too emotional or sarcastic or serious? Let us view this instructional video. It is a mini lesson breaking down arguments and claims.
Everyone, it is argument. And you're like, oh, I know what an argument is. I had one of those today when my brother wouldn't let me in the bathroom to get ready for school. We're not talking about that kind of argument. Of arguments and claims, we are talking about when the author wants to convince you on their position. So they're either for or against a certain issue or subject. So let's say it was your birthday and you got, I don't know, $300 in birthday gifts, like $300 cash. And what you really want to do with your money is to buy like a brand name sweatshirt that costs $100. And your mom is like, absolutely not. You cannot spend that much money on a sweatshirt. I won't allow you to do it. And then you're like, but it's my money. I could do what I want to do with it. So what you might consider doing is writing a letter that convinces her that you should be able to spend your own money. So that would be an argument. When you're trying to convince somebody of your position, or when the author wants to convince you on their position. So with the sweatshirt, you're for spending your own money, and that's what your letter would be about. Claim would be your main point. So if we go back to the sweatshirt example, the main point would be the money was given to you, so you should be able to do what you want with it. So this is a statement that the author believes is true. And it must be a statement that can be argued. So if you think you can do what you want with your money, your adult might have a different perspective and they can argue that. So claims always need to be argued or could be argued. So arguments and claims are not just a subjective opinion. The opinion is also supported with evidence, facts, and data. So it's not just about what you want, you have to be able to back it up. But let's use some caution here, y'all. As a smart reader, you need to constantly evaluate the author's purpose and position. So you need to ask yourself, does the author include relevant information and evidence to support their claim? Does the author provide an opposing viewpoint? Is the author credible? Now, if you're looking at that kind of stuff and you're like, what is she talking about? Don't worry, I'm getting ready to define some of these vocabulary words to help you. So relevant evidence is what the author uses to support their claim. So these are facts, statistics, quotes, experts' opinions. So maybe you can, if we go back to the sweatshirt thing, you can find a quote from a financial advisor who says kids need to learn how to manage their own money. And that would be an expert quote to back up your claim. And it would be relevant evidence because it's coming from an expert, a financial expert. A counterclaim, on the other hand, is the opposite viewpoint of the author's claim. So it's what the other side would say. It is mentioned, so you're like, why would I bring up what the other person would say, what the other side would say? It is mentioned so the author can disprove it with stronger evidence that supports their claim. So it might be something like spending that type of money on a sweatshirt is frivolous, especially if you're going to outgrow it. That would be an opposite viewpoint. So signal words, so if you're reading and you're trying to find the opposite viewpoint, here's some words that will help you. So the opposing view is that, or some people think that, some people may say that, others may believe, fill in the blank. So whatever comes after these signal words is typically a counterclaim. So that's the opposite of what the author believes. And then after the counterclaim, we come in with a rebuttal. So that's when the author responds directly to the counterclaim. The author provides reasons why the counterclaim is not as strong as their claim. So here are signal words to let you know that a rebuttal is coming. They'll say something like, however, in contrast, even so, although. So if we go back to the sweatshirt example, the rebuttal might be, even so, teenagers should be allowed to learn how to manage their money so when they are adults, they can make responsible decisions. Our final word that we need to look at is credible. We need to decide, is the author credible? Is the evidence that they're using credible? So what does that mean? It means that the author is able to be believed and trusted. So what we need to look for, we need to look at the author's credentials and their background, where the article was published, is it cited, and reliable evidence used to support the claim. So now that we have all of the vocabulary under our belts, let's look at how to analyze an author's arguments and claim. So this is if you're reading an article, what steps do we need to do to figure out the claims and to analyze it? So here's a broad overview. These are the components of argumentative writing. First, you have the claim, and it answers the question, what does the author think? Then you have the reasons why the author thinks this. And then finally, the evidence, and it's how the author supports their case. So step one is to identify the claim. So what you need to do is highlight the author's main point. And this is usually in the first paragraph. They'll tell you why they are writing this article or this paper. Then you need to ask yourself, is the claim clear? Is it reasonable? Does it make sense? But be careful. It is not a question of if you agree or disagree with the author. It's, can you pick out the claim? Can you pick out the author's main point? It doesn't matter if you agree or disagree with them. All right, step two, identify and analyze the evidence that the author uses. So what you're going to do is you're going to underline evidence that the author uses to support their claim. So again, this is facts, statistics, expert quotes that the author has included in their paper that makes their claim true. And then you need to ask yourself, is the evidence relevant? So does it match the claim? And is it credible? So does it have that backing that makes it strong? Or did they just find it off a blog post from 12 years ago? So after you do all that, you need to decide, did the author fully support their claim? Step three, identify and analyze the counterclaim. So remember, counterclaim is what's the opposite viewpoint. So when you see the opposite viewpoint, you're going to write an X next to it. because that's a little signal for us to know that's the opposing viewpoint. And ask yourself, does the author acknowledge and address what the other side might say about their position? And then circle reasons and evidence the author provides in response to show their viewpoint is superior. So you're going to circle the rebuttal. Step 4, analyze the writing style. So pay attention to the techniques and elements that make the writing more convincing, persuasive, powerful. Now, not all arguments and claims articles have to be persuasive. Some are just factual. They're just giving you a side. Techniques that authors will use, they'll appeal to your emotions. They'll use like strong word choices, vivid language and imagery to create a mood. And then ask yourself, was the author persuasive or was it just more of a factual article? So one final note, it is up to you as a good reader to think through the impacts of the arguments to determine if the author was successful or not. Look at their claim, look at the evidence, look at the rebuttal, and then decide, were they successful? Not do you agree with them, but were they successful in outlining their argument? That is all. That is all we have for arguments and claims. If you would like to take the practice quizzes to go over the vocabulary words that we reviewed in this presentation, then the link is below. If you are a language arts teacher for middle school students and you would like extra help or some practice to go with arguments and claims, check out the link
guys,
below.
I hope you have been listening. And now it's time for you to share what you have learned from the video. We're going to pause the video and share out our responses. Now we're going to participate in a quizzes game. So once you click on the picture, it will take you to join quizzes and you'll enter the code that is provided. So once the code is generated, then you can enter it. So we're going to enter 296997. Once everyone has joined, we can start the game. We have completed all 10 questions. So we have time. So thank you everyone for participating in the quizzes game. All right, today we're going to be reading Get on the Anti-Cancer Diet. If you're using your iReady textbook, you can go to page 194 or 190 to 196. If you're using your computer, we can go to Classkick. I'm going to select somebody to read today using a cold call. And usually when I say cold call, my students would say cold call. And then I'll select someone at random to read. So today I'm going to select Mary. So Mary will read for us today. So read the following article about foods that may have cancer-fighting properties, then answer the questions that follow. Get on the Anti-Cancer Diet by Anita Gomez. We all know many of the benefits of eating different types of foods. Calcium is good for our bones, and vitamin C is good for our immune system. But did you know that certain foods actually fight cancer? According to some medical and health professionals, they can. If you want to lower your cancer risk, begin a diet rich in vegetables, whole grains, and beans. According to the American Institute for Cancer Research, there are several minerals and vitamins in these foods that have cancer-fighting properties. Laboratory studies show that naturally occurring compounds can work together to protect against cancer. Some phytochemicals or chemical compounds that occur naturally in plants may help fight cancer. So the term phytochemicals, it has to do with compounds that are produced by plants, and these chemicals generally help your body to resist bacteria, fungi, and other plant virus infections. So for example, apples contain flavonoids and polyphenols, which protect the body's cells from damage that can cause cancer. So it's good to eat apples. Carotenoids found in vegetables such as carrots have similar effects. And do you know what puts the blue in blueberries? They have powerful phytochemicals called anthocyanins. Anthocyanins. These special nutrients may help slow or even stop tumor growth. So we have to start eating more fruits. Eat up your blueberries, your apples, and your vegetables like carrots. They have powerful phytochemicals called anthocyanins. These special nutrients may help slow or even stop tumor growth. Scientists say these chemicals can also help reduce the risk of diabetes. Researchers have found that foods rich in the B vitamin folate can help reduce the risk of some cancers. So folate is a type of vitamin B that helps to reduce cancer as well. Dry beans and peas, for example, provide a good source of folate. Folate is also found in broccoli, cauliflower, cabbage, and Brussels sprouts. Folate can help repair damaged cells to help lower the risk of pancreatic cancer. Even the ancient Romans knew about the health benefits of beans and peas. Some Romans were even named after them. For example, the name Cicero comes from the word chickpea. Whole grains may also help reduce the risk of developing some types of cancer. Whole grains have natural plant compounds that can protect cells from being harmed by some cancers. Found in brown rice and wheat bread, whole grains are also rich in fiber. Whole grains are found in foods you may eat every day, such as cereal, popcorn, and tortilla chips. Studies show that extra body fat can increase the risk of certain cancers. This is why doctors and health professions urge people to eat plenty of vegetables and fruits, which are low in calories. Eating whole grains and beans and limiting fatty foods can also help people stay at a healthy weight. While research continues on the health benefits of some food, it is recommended that people choose whole grain products. According to biochemist Richard Bellevue, some foods not only help fight cancer, but can help prevent it. In their book, Foods That Fight Cancer, Bellevue and co-author Dennis Gingras list specific foods that seem to have cancer-fighting properties. They believe these foods have properties with similar benefits as some man-made medications. They call these foods nutraceuticals. So, nutraceuticals are any substance that is found in food and can provide like medical or health benefits and can help prevent and treat diseases. So these are the nutraceutical foods. They have health benefits. They have medicinal benefits. Okay. So in addition to blueberries and cabbage, these foods include raspberry, oranges, tomatoes, garlic, and onions. Their research shows that there are also cancer-fighting elements in dark chocolate. Believe it or not, dark chocolate. Soy, green tea, and some spices. So let's read that part again. Their research shows that there are also cancer-fighting elements in dark chocolate, soy, green tea, and some spices. For example, adding a teaspoon of turmeric to foods each day may help prevent the appearance of colon cancer. Turmeric is a spice used in many Indian dishes. In many respects, these foods possesses therapeutic properties on par with those of synthetic drugs, writes Bellevue. We have the possibility of deploying a veritable arsenal of anti-cancer compounds occurring naturally in many foods as a complement to the therapies now in use. Bellevue believes that a diet rich in nutraceuticals may help prevent different types of cancer. Leafy green vegetables seem to be the most beneficial, experts say. Colorful vegetables such as broccoli, kale, beet, and winter squash have beneficial nutrients, key to a healthy diet. How we prepare and even how we eat our food can make a difference in its health benefits. For example, Bellevue claims that thoroughly chewing broccoli and cabbage helps release cancer-fighting molecules. In fact, the American Cancer Society seems to support some of Bellevue's research. It recommends eating a daily dose of at least 2.5 cups of fruits and vegetables. It also says choosing fish and chicken instead of red meat and processed foods can improve overall health. And exercise also plays a role in staying healthy. All right, boys and girls. let's review some things and see if we can figure out the author's claim before we even answer the questions. Because remember, we're looking at evaluating arguments. So what is the author's argument in this text? So something important that stood out while I was reading is that some phytochemicals or chemical compounds that occur naturally in plants may help fight cancer. So this is one claim that the author is making. The author is telling us that there are some chemicals that are found in plants that can help to fight cancer. And the author went on to give examples of these plants, such as carrots and other fruits like blueberries and apples that may have these phytochemicals. So let us now go back to our question 1. And it says the author's main claim is that a diet rich in vegetables, whole grains, and beans can help prevent cancer. Which sentence from this passage supports his claim? All right, so which supports the fact that vegetables, whole grains, and beans can prevent cancer? Okay. Let's look at A. We all know many of the benefits of eating different types of food. Does that support the claim? Does A? So choice A is incorrect because it just makes a broad generalization about food benefits. That's a generalization. Let's look at B. Some phytochemicals or chemical compounds that occur naturally in plants may help fight cancer. So does this support the claim? So when you look at vegetables and all these other plants, remember phytochemicals has to do with chemicals found in plants. So this could be a possible answer. Let us look at the other options and then we can revisit B. Let's look at C. Even the ancient Romans knew about the health benefits of beans and peas. So choice C is incorrect because it does not directly connect the health benefits of beans and peas with cancer prevention. So let's cross that one out. And D, studies show that extra body fat can increase the risk of certain cancers. So choice D is incorrect. While a diet of vegetables, whole grains, and beans may help a person maintain a healthy weight and reduce cancer risks, those connections are not evident in the sentence. So our most suitable answer is B. B is more relevant to the author's claim. All right, let's look at number 2. What evidence supports the author's reasoning that food rich in folate can help prevent cancer? So remember, food that is rich in folate would have vitamin B. So which supports the author's reasoning that foods rich in folate can help prevent cancer? A, dry beans and peas, for example, provide a good source of folate. So do you think choice A is correct? So choice A is incorrect because they list food that contains folate, but don't explain why it helps prevent cancer. Let's look at B. Folate can help repair damaged cells to help lower the risk of pancreatic cancer. Is this one correct? So B explains how folate-rich foods can help prevent pancreatic cancer. So this this reasoning actually supports the author's reasoning, but let us look at the other options. C, folate is also found in broccoli, cauliflower, cabbage, and Brussels sprouts. So option C is also incorrect because this just lists foods that contain folate, but does not explain why it helps prevent cancer. So C is incorrect. Let's look at D. Even the ancient Romans knew about the health benefits of beans and peas. So choice D is a fact, but it is irrelevant. It's very irrelevant to the claim. It's irrelevant to the claim. It doesn't tell us how the folate can help prevent cancer. So B is our most suitable answer. Let's go to number 3. Which evidence from the article is irrelevant to the author's reasoning that foods containing phytochemicals fight cancer? Okay, let's look at option A. For example, apples contain flavonoids and polyphenols, which protect the body's cells from damage that can cause cancer. So choice A is incorrect because they describe the cancer-fighting benefits of these chemicals, which is relevant to the evidence. So remember, we're looking for evidence that is irrelevant. B, carotenoids found in vegetables such as carrots have similar effects. So C also is incorrect because it also describes the cancer-fighting benefits of these chemicals, which is relevant to the evidence. And remember, we're looking for irrelevant evidence. C, these special nutrients may help slow or even stop tumor growth. And that's the same thing for A and B. That statement is relevant. So D is obviously the answer. Scientists say these chemicals can also help reduce the risk of diabetes. So this is not irrelevant when we're speaking about phytochemicals fighting cancer. So D is our correct option. Let's do number 4, answer parts A and B below. So below, put an X by the claim that is best supported by get on the anti-cancer diet. What claim supports what is the claim that supports this text? Get on the anti-cancer diet. All right. So a plant-based diet helps prevent cancer by providing low-calorie food that help with weight control. So this has some truth, but when we look back in the text, they did not give enough evidence to support this claim. All right, let's look at the next one. Scientific studies support the theory that certain foods from plants may help prevent cancer. So remember at the initial stage, that's what we were talking about, the phytochemicals that are found in food, found in plants that may help to fight cancer. So I believe that they provided strong evidence to support this claim because the article cites different studies and laboratory research. So I'm looking at this one, but let's go to the others. I mean the third one. So nutraceutical foods may sometimes be more important than human-made drugs in the fight against cancer. So the passage also supports this third claim to some degree, but nothing backs up this notion that nutraceuticals will soon be more important than synthetic drugs. You know, this sounds more like an opinion. There's nothing to back this up. So the most suitable answer is the second option. So it says write a short paragraph with 2 details from the article to support the claim you checked in part A. So why did we choose scientific studies support the theory that certain foods from plants may help prevent cancer? All right, so when we read the article, okay, I want you to give your option. As usual, we pause the video and we discuss, and then I provide my response. So the article offers many examples of studies supporting the claim that plant-based foods can help prevent cancer. All right, so for example, I can remember in paragraph 2, it stated that the American Institute for Cancer Research has confirmed cancer-fighting properties in vegetables like whole grains and beans. And then in another paragraph, um, researchers showed, research showed that folate, which is present in beans and vegetables, can help reduce the risk of some cancers. Also, in another paragraph, I think it was paragraph 7, reports on the research of biochemist. His name was Richard Bellevue. This research showed many plant foods to have cancer-fighting elements. So a lot of research was used as evidence. So let us go ahead and type or write our response if you're using your iReady book. Okay, thank you for all your hard work. And I hope you have completed your written response. All right, now for your small group, you're going to complete an argument and claim chart. And in this argument and claim chart, I'm going to provide an argument and you will have to provide supporting evidence, claims and evidence. Okay, boys and girls, we're going to work in small groups on that activity. Remember the rules of the small group. You do not interrupt the teacher while she's at the small group, and you work quietly on your activity. Please remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Once again, please remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Please be on the lookout for other videos.